on today's video, what we're going to be talking about is the Latin term Puer aeternus, which means eternal boy. It stems from this mythology of a child god, of a child or a young man never really wanting to grow up properly, never really want to take on any form of responsibility, any sense of purpose, never really wanting to have any form of restraint, and never really wanted to fully integrate into society. Obviously this gave birth to the story of Peter Pan, a young man rebelling against any form of adult, whether that be adult pirates or parents, and then also him leading and being the leader of the lost boys from boys of broken homes. When I was actually looking at this, I couldn't help but think how this draws such a parallel to the crisis of the modern day young man. Now, a lot of young men I have met through university and all the colleges I've been through, high school and stuff like this, a lot of them have been insanely intelligent and extremely talented people, yet they never really embrace their true life's purpose, never really evolve into their more mature masculine identity. And they always seem to remain this kind of level of purposelessness, and they just kind of remind me of the lost boys in the sense of never really having any form of direction, never really going after a goal. And it doesn't matter what it is, but they never really live up to their true potential. And another thing is, because the suicide rates for men are a lot higher, men are very notorious for not really taking good care of themselves emotionally. Men don't deal with emotions very well. And we don't like the idea of emotional health. I think a massive rite of passage for a man is actually going in and internalizing his power by healing his childhood wounds. By healing that boy, he empowers the man within him. A lot of times, a lot of men are carrying a tremendous amount of toxic shame by never living up to the standards of being what is meant to be a man, and never living up to the standards set by their parents, being constantly shamed within the school systems, and having all this baggage within them, never really resolved because men don't really do counseling, they don't do any form of group therapy, don't do any form of self-healing work in and of itself. Really, this video is a call to action to actually realize your potential as a man and to try and get your shit together. A lot of young men I've met just go through this constant cycle of doing the minimal amount of work, and then they end up doing video games, more video games, more video games, video games, video games, a bit of sex, a little bit of alcohol, drugs, addictions, more video games, video games, video games, video games. I think a massive rite of passage for a man is actually to really heal that inner child inside of him, actually break away from his addictive tendencies, fully develop himself from the inside out, developing strong self-esteem, a strong identity, living his life according to his life mission. And it doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't need to be this astronomical task. It can just be simple as having a goal, getting sober again, quitting your addictions, making a commitment more to your partner, making yourself have some form of goal, acting on something you're very passionate about, a cause that you're inspired by, or going out into the world by being inspired by certain challenges that you want to solve problems to. I hope you guys have enjoyed that video. If you've got any questions, leave a comment below and have a good day.